Now, we know what victory looks like for the Democrats. This is one of the things about the Democrats. They are more directed than we are. That is why they are in ascendance right now. They know what they want. After 20 months of watching them peddle COVID fears and the lockdowns that destroyed small businesses while big businesses thrived and that restricted the actions of ordinary Americans who wanted to pray and go to church or to visit with their dying loved ones, they were restricted while Nancy Pelosi and Gavin Newsom and Lori Lightfoot went out to dinner and visited relatives and had their hair done. That is what a Democrat victory looks like. It looks like we're powerful Democrats doing what they please while telling us to be afraid, while locking us down, while destroying our businesses, while big business thrives and essentially becomes part of the government. If you want to see what a Democrat victory looks like, you only have to look, for instance, in Oregon. Kate Brown, the governor there, made this announcement the other day. This is cut 2.
Today, I'm announcing that effective Friday, August 27th, masks will be required in all public outdoor settings where physical distancing is not possible, regardless of vaccination status. Masks have proven to be effective at reducing transmission and are a necessary measure right now, even in some outdoor settings, to help us fight COVID and to protect one another.
Completely untrue and completely unscientific. She's just making stuff up. If you want to read, Jeff Anderson, a pal of mine, wrote a good article at City Journal called Do Masks Work? A very dispassionate look at the evidence. It was censored on Facebook and on LinkedIn, so you know it had a lot of truth to it. But my point is this. She made that completely ridiculous, completely non-scientific, completely oppressive mandate in the state of Oregon, while in Portland, this was going on. This is 28, you can play. This is the streets of Portland. Far-right groups and far-left groups are in violent clashes. Antifa and the Proud Boys are shooting paintballs and tear gas and fireworks at one another. Antifa is beating up and tormenting journalists and women. They are the streets of Portland, and the police, meanwhile, can't do anything about it. The police can't do anything about it. A Democrat victory looks like Portland Governor Kate Brown telling you that you've got to put a mask on your face for outdoors, even if you're vaccinated. So it's completely unscientific, while the streets of her city are devolving into violent revolution, violent civil war, while the police are helpless. You know, this is what a Democrat victory looks like. Here's another thing that a Democrat looks like. This is cut 26. This is Nancy Pelosi at a fundraiser in Napa Valley, very fancy part of California. She is speaking to a group of very wealthy Democrat fundraisers. Every single one of them that I can see from here is a white person, an older white person. None of them is wearing a mask. They're seated shoulder to shoulder. She's not wearing a mask while they're being served by people, all of whom are wearing masks. The people who are waiting on them are all wearing masks. And meanwhile, in Nancy Pelosi's district, San Francisco, we're seeing pictures of absolute chaos and horror, just the homelessness, the drug use, the crime. This is Nancy Pelosi's district, and it's unlivable for ordinary people. And this is what a Democrat victory looks like. This is always, always, always what socialism looks like in the end. It's a perilous life for the elites because they get the privilege and they get to do whatever they want, but they can be canceled at any moment for not towing the ideological line. For drab, ordinary people, you are just struggling to survive. You defund the police because you don't want local venues to have any power over crime, but you hire private security for the rich and for the elites, the leftist elites. You defund the military, but you join hands with the Taliban because why not? You're tyrants too. Why shouldn't you be negotiating with tyrants? You tax the not really rich, the slightly above average, to support the indigent in their indigence because ordinary people have nothing to offer. The elites can run everything. The ordinary people just need to be kept quiet with a guaranteed income. They don't need jobs. They can sleep on the streets. All that is fine as long as the elite people can fly around on their private jets and discuss whether we're allowed to drive our cars on Wednesday, or maybe it should only be every other Thursday. And don't dare deny climate change, because if you deny that climate change is an existential threat, demanding that the elites get to control the energy flow, then we'll have our friends at Facebook and Twitter censor your speech. And they're allowed to do that because they're private companies, so they're not governed by the First Amendment. That is what a Democrat victory looks like.